Yesterday I got to talk about Shadow the Hedgehog. Today I get to talk about Snake Eater. It's like Christmas, but without all the trauma. But no, seriously, I had to look at least one thing in this and kind of point it out because I think it's really rad. Yeah, new Snake Eater Delta trailer, but all right. So the CQC, I love CQC. They did some really cool stuff here that I appreciate. So you see, Snake approaches this guy, and he gets his little red exclamation point. Then we go to a bit of a cinematic camera, and I'm assuming this is all just minimally edited gameplay. This is very similar to what Phantom Pain would do with its dynamic camera during CQC, but Snake does something very interesting here. He goes in for a punch straight to the face, and then, I'm just going at this frame by frame so you can get a better look, goes into the hip throw. So this is actually similar to something you can do in the original Metal Gear Solid 3 and Metal Gear Solid 4. You can run up to an enemy and strike them to sort of, you know, get them vulnerable to attack and go for a throw. It's very effective, especially in 4 against the Haven Troopers. Here, they took that and kind of turned it into its own animation. I'm not sure exactly how this is going to work, but I assume it's going to be press the CQC button and then hold it. So like press and then press again and hold. Phantom Pain, you could kind of do stuff like this, but it wasn't as smooth. It wasn't as perfect. Here it looks really cool. So here, I'm not exactly sure. Oh, this might be a side throw. Yes, we can see this enemy is... Snake is approaching to the right side. So we get some positional CQC as well. And we can see the knee that you can do in Metal Gear Solid 4 if you're close to an enemy and you strike 3 times instead of the low roundhouse. Snake will do a knee. This is a very similar animation to that. But it seems to be some sort of positional-based CQC, which is very cool because, I mean, come on. Like, just, come on. I love CQC. Then we see... Yep, we go into... I'm not exactly sure. It's like a... I forget the name. I think it's like wheel throw is the translation. Something like that. This is, again, similar to an animation from Phantom Pain, but way more over the top. I've got no doubt that Naked Snake here in his prime could throw a man like that, but in real life, that's very difficult, but still really cool to see that level of variation. And of course, he goes into his funny little MGS3 stance. Some over-the-shoulder shooting, which looks great. I really like this. Yep. A little bolt action, always fun. Okay, this is important to me. This is important to me because this is one of my favorite things to do in Metal Gear Solid 3 and 4. As well as you can do it in Portable Ops, and you can do like a variation of it in Peace Walker, but it doesn't quite work as well. So approach an enemy from behind, grab them to restrain them, and then throw them forwards. And this is really, really important to me because, like I said, one of my favorite things to do, you could not do this in Phantom Pain. If you were to restrain an enemy from behind and throw them forwards in Phantom Pain, you would knock them out, which is good. It deals with them, but this is Snake Eater. And if you've seen me play Snake Eater, you know I like to hold up everyone. So here we go. Throw them forward, hold them up, and show it to me. Come on. Oh, those leaves look very pretty, too. I honestly haven't even been looking at the graphics. This game looks gorgeous now that I actually see that. But yes, the white exclamation point, meaning that this guard is held up, and you can aim at his head, and he'll shake his hips and give you a nice little item. You can see him taking the position right there. Oh, I'm so glad that's back. That is, like, no joke. When I play Snake Eater, and you've seen me play Snake Eater probably, this is what I do the whole game. So very glad that that's back. Here we get another throw. Oh, actually, oh, we get the palm strike to the face, so that's uh, a variation on what Snake does in Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain. He does the palm strike with the other hand, I believe, with his left hand. But then we see the animation continues into a grab, and I believe, yes, a restrain from behind. So I don't know how CQC is going to work. And here we've got, yeah, knife up, interrogation. I'm not sure what the inputs for this are going to be. It could be something similar. Actually, this might be tap the button once to strike, and then hold to restrain, and then do the input for interrogation. The one from earlier might be tap and then direction and hold. I don't know. I have no idea what the controls are going to be, but just based on Phantom Pain and the original MGS3, this is kind of the impression I'm getting. But the fact that we're seeing all these MGS3 moves retained, but with the animation variety and more dynamic presentation that Phantom Pain had is really cool, because I have very mixed opinions of Phantom Pain, but one thing I will say is that I did like the presentation of the CQC, and I like that you could counter and stuff. I was just very let down by the fact that they got rid of like 80% of Snake's moveset, but here we're quite literally, we've got a Hannah Montana situation. We are getting the best of both worlds, and I'm a big fan of that. We also see, I believe this is meant to be a little bit of cold, or I guess hot breath in the cold Grozny Grad exterior. That's a cool detail. Been there since MGS1, but still pretty cool. And of course, we get this cutscene. Looks great with the fancy new graphics. It's, from what I understand, the way they're doing the cutscenes is very similar to how they did them for the Apache slot. They, for some reason, thank God, saved all the mocap data, which normally, especially from this era, Konami did not do. Maybe that was something Kojima himself, like, asked them to do. I don't know. Either way, whoever made that decision, good call, because, yeah, I mean, good choreography, looks great. Here's more over-the-shoulder action, which, I mean, I like over-the-shoulder shooting. I like me some Resident Evil 4. This looks to be the area around where you get the M60, so pretty cool they're showing this here. Not a whole lot of CQC from here on out. Mostly I just wanted to look at the CQC, but there's one more thing I wanted to look at, sort of point out. This sequence is really cool, yeah. Gets that action game appeal. Boss looks a little weird, but, you know. Yes, speaking of the animation, this is something that makes me very happy. Watch his face.
Virtuous mission now.
That looks great. That looks so much better than the original. So, that's very impressive to me, just visually. But yeah, mostly I wanted to look at the CQC and say I'm very, very satisfied with what I'm seeing, because I like CQC. So, there we go. I'm going to shut the hell up and get to the rest of my day.